Good day, everyone. Welcome to the BookVenturist. Let us sail to the seashores of England to know what happened in the second chapter of Scarlet Pimpernel. Chapter 2 Dover, Fisherman's Rest. Dover is a seaport in southeast of England that provides a shortest shipping route of 33.3 km to Calais in France. It is a shallow sea between France and England at an average depth of 46 meters. On a clear day, it is possible to see the opposite shores of France from England and vice versa with naked eyes. The white cliffs of Dover would be visible from the French coast. It was the end of September 1792. The weather, which had been bright and hot throughout the month, suddenly changed. For the last 2 days, it rained with heavy downpour. Seaport of Dover, there was an inn, which was busy and bustling with sailors, known as Fisherman's Rest. It had been famous since the days of King Charles for its home-brewed ale. In the kitchen, Sally was extremely busy and was being helped by 2 kitchen maids. Old Jemima was stirring the stock pot. "Oh, Sally!" a voice came from the nearby coffee room. Sally was exhausted and muttered, "What do they expect now?" Jemima exclaimed, "Beer, of course." A chorus of impatient voices came from the coffee room. Sally muttered, "I think father might get the beer for them." Jemima grumbled, "Your father is too busy discussing politics with Mr. Hempseed to worry about you and the kitchen." Jemima took few jugs from the cupboard and filled them with beer. Sally took 3 mugs in each hand and carried them into the coffee room, which was in a high standard of elegance and order. There were few people in the coffee room, along with Mr. Jellyband, Mr. Harry Waite, Mr. Hempseed, and Mr. Jimmy Pitkin. Mr. Jellyband was the landlord of Fisherman's Rest, also the dear father of Sally. He was with his most privileged guest in the coffee room discussing the affairs of the nation. His customers are usually the fishermen and also the passengers who would cross the channel. Mr. Jellyband opposes the revolution in France as the French people killed their king and nobles in the name of revolution. Mr. Hempseed was a well-educated man, respected for his knowledge of scripture, and he cares very little about the revolution or how many aristocrats were killed by the French Republic. He supports the ideologies of the French Republic. Mr. Jellyband and Mr. Hempseed were in a heated political argument. Mr. Jellyband's anger turned towards Sally, who was flirting with Mr. Harry Waite. He asked Sally to leave the room and prepare for Lord Tony's supper. Jimmy Pitkin asked Mr. Jellyband, "Are you expecting special guests tonight?" Mr. Jellyband replied, Yes, I'm expecting the dukes and duchess who escaped the murdering French hands and also their helpers, Lord Tony and his friend Sir Andrew Ffoulkes." When all this conversation was happening, the 2 gentlemen, strangers indeed, who were supposed to be playing dominoes, had been listening to this conversation and were smiling sarcastically. Hope you liked Chapter 2. Comment on what you think about these 2 strangers. To listen to the story in Tamil, subscribe Matchstick and subscribe to the BookVenturist not to miss the next episode of the Scarlet Pimpernel. Thanks for watching. Tata, bye-bye.